Hello to everyone. This is going to be a quick video in reference to how to understand hypnotic symbols. And, some people may balk on this and think, well, you're going a little bit too far. A symbol cannot hypnotize you or cause you to do certain things that you wouldn't usually do. But it's true. For example, let's say if you go to a car dealership and you're looking at a car, you picked it out in your mind which one you wanted, but there's another type of car that you may look at, and you have the so-called salesman there to pitch his scheme to you to talk you out of what you wanted at first. And you see another type of car, it'll look a certain way, certain colors, maybe the steering wheel is different, and you get in it and you smell the new scent of the car. Maybe the wheels may have a certain position of diameter, which means like it may have a different profile on what you want. I'm just giving out examples. You may see something about the trunk, the design that got your attention more than the car that you had that you wanted at first. And now you're in a higher quality car, or a car that costs more than the one you wanted. And that's to be expected, because mankind don't understand that a lot of things that you see can hypnotize you. And I'm gonna go into some information about that. And I was talking to a brother before about this, and his eyes was open to a lot. He was wondering, he was like, oh man, wow, you were right. So they put certain symbols and signs around to, a lot of times they're vortals, or like you can call them vortex, for spirits to horn in on your desires, to kind of like draw you to certain symbols. And I'm gonna get into one right now. Now, as you know, when you go to 7-Eleven, there's nothing wrong with going to 7-Eleven and getting you some coffee, right? It's a coffee cup. That's all you see, right? And let's see what you see on the coffee cup. And sometimes you're wondering, wow, oh man, let me go get some coffee from 7-Eleven, or let me go get some coffee here and there. And but a lot of times it could be mental. You can just go somewhere else and get it, but it's just, why do I want to just go here and get it? Oh, the coffee tastes good, but yes, it's okay, but that's just one side of the story. Now I want to show you something. If you see this symbol here, you see how you see the swirl, and then you have the 7-Eleven emblem in the middle. Now I'm gonna show you that actual swirl is a so-called vortex, and this is how they portal in to the pineal gland or the pituitary gland, which releases a chemical inside of your brain to want to make you want that so-called drink or whatever. That's one spectrum of the story. But then you'll say, well, I don't know, you may be taking this video too far. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you something else, how they get you. And I'm just showing symbols. You got this symbol, hopefully it come out right here, the so-called recycle symbol, right? But let me see if I can get a little closer. It's not coming out on the camera, but if you look this symbol up, let me see something. See if I can get down there. See. You'll see a 6 in the middle, and you'll see the triangles. Now that's right where you drink when you put your mouth, right? That's the lid. So when you flip the lid down to make a gap, it still is exposed so it can hit you in the eyes. All right. And that's one way. That's two ways. There's another way. If you ever get a bottled water, hold on, I'll be right back. Let me show you. Right here. If you notice when you get a bottled water, might as well keep this. I want you to pay attention to the symbol on it. You'll see, which one is this one? This is the 5-pointed star on the back. You see the 5-pointed star? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5-pointed star. Maybe it come out like this. See that? So if you got like a bottled water, like a small one, I don't have one with me right now, you'll see a 6-pointed star on the bottom. There are a plethora of other symbols that you can look for, but you really need to look for the 6-pointed star, the 5-pointed star, and certain symbols that these companies use, like Starbucks. They would use the mermaid, which was worshipped, and that was a deity, but I forgot her name. What else you have? On the back, now I just use this cup. This is a McDonald's cup for water. You can see the triangle on the bottom. You'll be like, oh, that's just for recycle. No, it's not for recycle. They just getting you that way. It's actually a 6-pointed star because you got the arrows that don't connect at the bottom, but you got the 2 points on each end. So if you count each arrow, just the points is 6 on 6 around. So you got 2, 4, 6. So it's a triangle going up and down inverted. So it's an inverted 6. That's what it is. 6, 6, 6. And they put it on the bottom. And this one is representing the 5-pointed goat head of Satan. Yeah, I can't get it all the way up. But anyway, that's representing the 5-pointed star. If you ever look at the bottom of these cups, bottled water, you will see different symbols. I was in a public bathroom washing my hands. I'm looking at the drain. It's the hexagram. So you can't make this stuff up. They know how to portal into your brain to cause you to be hypnotic. They hypnotize you some kind of way to make you do certain things. People be wondering why they committing sin and they can't stop, and all that is because you're going to have to cover yourself with the whole armor of the Most High. Remember, America, these other countries do witchcraft and sorcery on a very high level. They use symbols. They know how to make demons, and they know how to habitate demons. You know what I'm saying? It's a habitation of devils. That's what it says in Revelations. Let me get it. I'm going to go to Revelations chapter 8. Let me see which one I want to go to. I'm going to go to Revelations chapter 18, verse 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, it is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every clean and hateful bird. And it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth were vexed rich through abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So when it says come out of her, you're actually literally, and it took me a while to digest this, but it is saying literally come out of her. There is no just staying here and you coming out of her spiritually. Of course, you're going to have to do that first before you can come out of her literally, physically. So when you look at the plagues, it says in verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. So you're going to have to come out of her first. You got to understand what she uses against you. You got to understand that this Western civilization does witchcraft with symbols. They know how to get your mind hooked on certain things without you even knowing it. So that's just the way it is here in this realm. It was a time when a lot of people was still in the 5-pointed rims, the 5-star rims, because you're attracted, your fleshly is attracted to sin. Remember, we're in sinful flesh. Satan knows how to attract you and beguile you, just like he did Eve, just like he did Adam. He know how to get to the flesh. He was an angel. He understands us, how we think and how we move and what we like. So what he'll do is put things there for you to kind of make you feel that you need it or you want it, but it's really a so-called spell, or you're hypnotized and you don't know it. They do this. I don't think they don't. They use certain things to hypnotize people, and they come out of it like, what did I do? And then when you come out of the world, you be like, oh my goodness, now I see everything. This whole world is, especially the Western world, they know how to, that's how they win. Let me tell you, that's how they win wars. The Europeans know how to use sorcery on a very high level. They take other spiritual so-called beliefs on the left-hand side of Satan and use it for weaponry. Okay, they get a lot of the stuff from other civilizations, especially us. Our people fell for Baal and all that, so they took those worships. You got to understand, the worship for Moloch is the 6-pointed star. The Baphomet, you got the 6-pointed star, you got the 5-pointed star. These symbols are nothing but vortex for spirits. That they show you that in the pentagram when they do these witchcraft movies. You put blood on certain points to represent a blood sacrifice. It's right in your face. Don't think that's just fiction. No, it's not. All right, you one day you go to these places, if you're not wrapped up in the scriptures, you let some so-called voodoo priest talk to you behind, and you'll be crapping out snakes or something. So don't think it's fake. It's true. All right. So this is a quick little video. I may go in depth more, but like I said, I think of stuff, put it out on a random thought, turn on the computer, and I know a lot of people need to hear that because people don't believe that it's true. It is. The spiritual realm is very true, but they have us dealing with everything else. They pacify us with these iPads, iPods, and cable TV, and that's another thing. They use subliminal messages too in movies and like certain concerts. They do all kind of witchcraft rituals during the Super Bowl, and when there's a lot of people gathering and congregating together, that's when they really do a lot of stuff. They deal with a lot of witchcraft, and you're wondering what's wrong with you, why you can't stop doing this, and why you feel certain ways and this and that, and that's the reason. All right, this is a quick little video. I'll see you all later. This is my life, and I'll be doing this for the rest of it. Shalom.